KAMRYN DEHN is a senior from Frankfort in Purdue's College of Agriculture. She has struggled with hip pain and its complications since birth.
I had struggled with hip dysplasia and a rare childhood condition called Perthes disease, and all of those complications that kind of arose during high school and college that resulted in having basically a leg reconstruction surgery.
Perthes disease affects the hip socket. It occurs when the blood supply to the femur is disrupted. Without adequate blood supply, the bone cells die.
I had 2 surgeries, one when I was an infant and then another when I was 2 years old roughly, both of which I have scars from on my hip, and resulted in me being in some sort of body cast or like a splint kind of.
As the physical challenges increased, KAMRYN's pain level grew, and she shredded a muscle in her hip socket that left her unable to walk for long periods. Following extensive surgery by a hip specialist, she returned to campus in the fall of 2019.
And I still had a broken femur from that surgery, and I went to all my classes. I was involved. I was the volunteer coordinator for Purdue's largest service project, winterization, and I helped recruit over 1,000 volunteers for that. And I was on crutches and learning how to walk, so all at the same time.
KAMRYN says returning to campus presented a few obstacles.
That was really rough because we thought that my apartment had an elevator, and 2 weeks before we moved in, we found out it didn't have an elevator, and I was on the 3rd floor.
She says the stairs to her apartment weren't going to stop her from attending class.
For the first week, I just would collapse in my room at the end of the day because I was so sore.
KAMRYN was nominated for the Trent Courage and Resilience Award by her parents, who kept the details secret.
My mom and dad were like, "Oh, you have a surprise, but we can't tell you what it is." And so the week leading up, they kept teasing me about it. And then they're like, "All right, come in." And this was the day of, and I just saw Mitch Daniels on the computer, and I was like, oh my God.
Daniels delivered the good news via video hookup. The scholarship is in honor of Trent, who was diagnosed with bone cancer and passed away last year. KAMRYN says she's honored to be selected for the award, which carries a $5,000 scholarship. She says embracing your circumstances is how Tyler lived, and she wants to honor that.
I had an invisible disability for most of my life, and I think people are pretty quick to write off the needs of those people specifically. So I just want to make sure that I can communicate with professors and other people on campus and make sure that they're making their classes as accessible as possible for the students who really need it.
For Star City News, I'm Dave North in West Lafayette.